In Lori's garage, there was weapons and weapon accessories, multiple firearms, knives, a saw, an AR-15 rifle, scopes, solvent traps, which are actually drilled through to make illegal silencers. One of the things that Alex Cox's computer got taken and found was how to make a silencer. Baffles, which are internal components of a suppressor, fire lighters, Dremels, cutting tools, etc. There was also a bag of concrete and duct tape, gloves, and tarps. In Alex's garage, they had tools and storage. There was tarps, buckets, gloves, ropes, and plastic sheets. There was a 6.5 millimeter Grendel AR rifle.
Yeah.
We were talking about that round last week.
Yeah, I think it's huge, the round.
There was a paintball gun, a gun scope, suppressor-capable upper receivers, homemade suppressor parts, and Frog Trog rain gear gloves and a beanie.
A whole bunch of Class 3 weapons, stuff that you need permits for, and all sorts of other stuff.
Well. Perfect. We are here for another fantastic Saturday. On the murder show, I, per usual, I guess, I don't know, that's what they tell me when they give me my paycheck that I don't get. I am your host, Tim, and alongside of me is, he's a strapping lumberjack. My co-host, Criminology Chris.
Oh, that feels better. Yeah, thank you, sir.
And alongside of him is the director of all social medias, platforms. Classroom Jackie.
What's up, guys?
Oh, man. What a day, what a weekend, what a night, everybody. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It was pretty good. I feel fat now, but that's okay. We had a great day today. Ohio State kicked Michigan's ass.
Heck yeah.
If we have any Michigan fans that listen to the show, then we appreciate you listening, but your team still sucks. Anyways, so don't forget, follow us on all the social media platforms. We're on Facebook and TikTok at Murder Show. And our YouTube channel here, if you don't already sub to it, please do. Click the subscribe button there and like and share it. And what that'll do is will notify you every time we go live. And other than that, we are on all major streaming platforms: iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that wonderful jazz. We'd like to thank our two sponsors that we have, Unique Detail LLC. They're located in northeastern Ohio, about 45 minutes south of Cleveland. So if you're in the need to get that dirty car all cleaned up and you live out this way, go ahead and hit them up. They are on Facebook as well. And then Crafty Corner by Laura, all handmade crochet items, jewelries, plushies, and more. You can check them out on Instagram at Crafty Corner by Laura and on Etsy. You can also email them at thecraftycornercrochet@gmail.com. We do have a couple of items that Laura did crochet here. We have a possum there that is alive, not
very
really alive, but and then we have another one she made for our studio that's hanging over here that has X's on its eyes, which means it's dead.
He's just playing dead. He's faking it.
Yes, he's faking his playing dead. So thank you, as always, to those two sponsors. If you did listen in last week, we did start our first part of 2 for the Doomsday Cult killing with Lori and Chad Daybell. So we thought it was going to be one part, and it ended up going into, we're going to need to do a second part on this. So we are going to finish that up tonight. And I think other than that, I kind of covered everything there. So I will turn over the floor to Classroom Jackie, and we will continue part 2 here.
I do want to say I feel like I rushed the ending of last week's episode, so we are going to go back just a tiny bit to cover a couple key points on the disappearance of the children.
Okay, sounds good.
So as we know, Tylee and JJ were missing. The exact dates for JJ is September 20th, 2019. He was last seen at Kennedy Elementary School. Later that evening, Melanie Gibb and her boyfriend were told by Lori that JJ had been misbehaving and had been picked up by Alex Cox. The last known date of Tylee is September 8th, 2019, when they went to Yellowstone National Park. There's photos of her, JJ, Lori, and Alex all walking around and just having fun. She later went back with Alex to apartment 175, and that's the last time she's seen. JJ's last official recording is September 22nd, and a picture of him sitting on a couch in Lori's living room. He's in a pair of red pajamas. Now, that is a significant thing, as later on, when the children are finally found, he was found in those pajamas.
So, yeah. Right then.
It's a lot.
Yeah, this whole case is crazy. I don't know. I mean, like we said before too, keep in mind, everyone, there's only so much we're going to unpack with this because it gets ridiculous. You can get lost in this shit.
Yeah.
And we don't have the time. I mean, we could drag this whole thing out in probably like 8 parts, but we're not going to do all that because everybody would get bored with it and we'd get bored with it. But the goal is we're just bringing you kind of the main points here, you know. So we're trying to break this down in the second one here. We were going through it last night, prep, and it's just like,
yeah,
what the hell?
Maybe not even all the main points. Like we're giving you what we decided we're going to give you, and that's all you're getting.
Deal with it.
Sorry.
No.
That's all we got.
We know the last reported sightings. This is before they officially go missing. A key note and thing of interest that I found with all of this is Chad Daybell sent a text message to his wife, Tammy, when she was still alive, stating that he had shot and killed a large raccoon on the property when he was burning some limbs, and he was going to bury it in the pet cemetery. We have that clip, don't we?
Yeah, we'll play that clip for you right now.
Did you ultimately review some of the content obtained from that device?
Yes, I did.
And did you review it as initially pulled from the device and provided to you?
Yes.
Was this one of those messages?
Yes. So analyst Ben Dean contacted me on June 1st.
Now, little interesting fact is, do you know we have satellite above us by Google that takes pictures of everything above? On September 2nd, there's a picture of the property where everything's normal. September 9th, the same day he sends that message, there is a new picture with a disturbed dirt pile right where their pet cemetery is. The son, when he did testify against his father, said that's interesting because we never buried raccoons in the pet cemetery. They were always buried behind the silver shed further down the property.
That's crazy.
That was the day after Tylee was last seen alive.
Yeah, what quinky dink, as they say, you know.
And this was after all of this started happening as soon as Lori moved to Rexburg, Idaho. She had only moved there at the beginning of September.
Yeah, so that didn't, yeah. Wow. I just can't get over that when you hear that text, you know. Shot a big raccoon, and it's like, I've seen some big raccoons, but I don't know. Yeah, that's odd.
Right, and they get close enough that one shot did it. Raccoons will either square up with you or they're going to run away.
Yeah. I know that from personal experience.
Sorry. Now, we're going to visit back just briefly on Tammy Daybell's death. She officially died October 19th, 2019, from what was supposed to be a terrible cough, vomiting, and not feeling great. Her son testified that he had come home from work and spent a couple hours watching YouTube, relaxing, and then went to bed. And his dad called him after he heard a thump to come into the bedroom, where he found his mother laying like this on the bed. So her upper body's up here and her legs are down here.
In kind of like a sitting position?
No, she was laying. Like, so her legs were facing this way and her head was facing up.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
He said that his dad had him pick her up and put her back on the bed. When she was finally exhumed, it's found out her cause of death was asphyxiation. She was killed. She didn't die naturally.
Yeah. So that's like strangling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Strangling, the pillow, something like that, right?
Fancy terms, I don't.
It's just cutting somebody off from being able to breathe.
Okay, gotcha.
How do they come to that conclusion?
by exhuming her body and running blood tests. She had no illness, no anything. There was no antibiotics.
How exactly determine?
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
It would also be damage to like the.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I was asking. Like, was there marks? Or it could be damage to your like trachea,
Right.
Or that kind of thing.
Because when she was finally exhumed, I believe it was only like 3 or 4 months after she had died. So her body's still going to be there.
If somebody uses a pillow, I have no idea. I'm sure somebody's got crazy neat ways of figuring that out, but I'm not familiar.
Okay.
That is pretty crazy, though. I mean, that'd be a pretty wild job.
I would be careful Googling things like that because this is how she got caught with a lot of it.
Oh. Well, I mean, I could just show them what I do here,
Right.
It's. Oh, never mind. That wasn't even the right thing. Anyways, go ahead. Google automatically corrected it to something not even close.
At this time, Kay and Larry Woodcock, which was Charles Vallow's sister and JJ's grandparents, were starting to get worried as they hadn't heard anything from Lori about them moving or any updates about the kids. On December 22nd, Kay and Larry found out that JJ was missing. The 23rd, Chad and Lori started talking about Alex Kotz, which was the family hitman, needing to die and that his time was up. He was the one who was doing all the attempted murders, all the shootings, everything. So those suspicions we had last week were dead on that he was doing it.
Correct. Okay.
It's also worth noting, beginning October 1st, Lori Vallow took out a storage unit. 1 month after moving to Rexburg, Idaho, she gets a storage unit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I wonder why.
A couple weeks after Tammy's death, on October 30th, Lori filed for a special wedding permit to get married in Kauai, Hawaii, where she and Chad then flew, and on November 5th at 1 o'clock, got married on the beach.
I didn't know you have to have like a wedding, like a special wedding permit. Like, what is that?
I don't know. I didn't do any digging into it. Just because, like I said, there is a whole lot to do on this case.
Well, that's weird. This wasn't even in Ohio. I see. Wedding permit is typically a marriage license legally required to be married. In Ohio, I don't know why it says Ohio's. Both individuals must apply in person at the probate court.
So they did it. The day before they got married, they did have an appointment to get the marriage license there. But to get the permit to have the wedding there, I believe it's because it's, isn't it like a...
If it's in another country?
It's a different state.
Sorry.
Isn't it like protected land or something? Like you're trying not to damage it or anything?
Oh, okay.
Were they trying to do it like a park?
They were trying to get married on the beach in Kauai, Hawaii.
Yeah, there's just weird stuff about that. I mean, even if you go to like North Carolina, like they make you get a permit for everything.
That's crazy. You can't just get married on.
Right.
I mean, it's no different to me. Well, I guess it's because you're holding a big ceremony, but what's different than?
You're not really affecting anything. I think it's just probably some different counties' ways of trying to suck the money out of you.
It could have something to do with it too because you're going to have a lot of people on the beach. Liability too, maybe. I don't know.
That's what beaches are for. People gather.
Right.
How dare you wear fancy clothing?
How dare you?
Like,
we want you to get married looking like trash.
Yeah. Just don't dress nice, and no one will know you're getting married.
2 days later, they started looking for rental houses in Hawaii. But real quick, in the case of suffocation, medical examiners look for bruises or damage to delegate to this area in cartilage and tiny burst blood vessels in the eyes. But because these signs can be subtle or missing entirely, they can't always say it is suffocation.
Yeah, burst blood vessels probably.
Now, it's interesting to note when they were looking at these properties, Chad actually reached out to a real estate agent about looking at one specific one and said, quote, "We are interested in seeing this property. would the owners be interested in leasing to a clean couple with no pets or children or responsibilities?
So they didn't even plan on having, well, because the kids had already been, okay.
Chad has 2 kids. Lori has 2 kids.
Yeah.
A 16, 17-year-old, Tylee, and 7-year-old JJ. And you're saying you have no children, no pets, no responsibilities.
Well, they already knew what they were going to do at that point.
They had already been saying to multiple people they knew and friends of Chad's that Lori didn't have kids.
Yeah.
We all know that's a lie.
Yeah, right. And if they would have, the leasing company would have looked into that a little bit, because a lot of these leasing places, they really do pretty extensive checks on people now, you know, background and credit and all that kind of stuff. Prior, what do you call it, you know, evictions and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Lori was also collecting Social Security benefits from after Charles Vallow died, as well as Tylee's biological father. So she was doing fraud, collecting them after as well when the children are missing and dead. You're just shaking your head.
Yeah. It's just a lot. It's just crazy, you know, all this stuff. Anyways.
Also worth noting, do you want to know how much Chad Daybell had out for life insurance for his ex-wife Tammy?
Oh, man, probably a few $100,000, I would guess.
One of the payments was $430,000.
One of the payments.
One.
And so one of those payments, what do they give him to him monthly, or how's that? Or do they break it up?
It was a whole thing. One lump payment is what he got. And then from another policy that he had out on her, he got $130,000.
Oh my.
Oh, she had a big life insurance plan, man.
But when he went to go get insurance because Tammy died and she was the one who had it, he quoted and said that his income without Tammy is only $20,000 a year.
It sounds like he really didn't want to work much, or it sounds to me like he was bullshitting them.
So he writes books and he's a pastor.
Yeah, he's making more than $20,000 a year. Come on, man.
On November 10th, Kay Woodcock, again, that's Charles' sister, logged into his Amazon account and discovered the wedding dress, the all-white wedding men's suit, and the wedding rings that had been ordered, as well as the one for Charles that had been returned, which is a malachite ring. Did you know that's actually poisonous? Malachite will slowly kill you.
Oh.
Is it really?
Yes. I learned that today.
Wow.
That's neat.
That's neat.
You don't have any of that, do we?
No.
Okay, good. You got this malachite couch at home.
I don't even have a crystal of malachite.
Chili tasted different. Halfway through the show, I start slumping.
Malachite bean.
It takes years for it to kill you,
okay.
but it is poisonous.
Well, instead of living another 40 years, I'll live in 38.
If you ingest it, it'll probably be quicker. But they used to take it when they were doing blessings for their followers and make a malachite balm and rub it all over the skin.
Oh, that's good.
Wow, so it's slowly
all over the skin. It's just leaching in there.
If I ever go to a church and they try putting that shit on me, I'm like, no, God, no.
I'm good, bye.
I'll be here all night, folks.
On November 14th, she emails the police department and asks for a contact in Rexburg to call for a welfare check. The following week, the 18th, the Gilbert PD from Arizona, one of the detectives flies out to process Tylee's Jeep, which had been used in the attempted shooting of Brandon Bordeaux. So in that time frame, like where he had the attempted shooting in that, Tylee's Jeep was recovered. But the two things that stand out, how would a teenager sit there and let their vehicle that they've been paying for get taken away without fighting? And why wasn't it noted that she wasn't there?
Yeah. And it keeps on adding up.
So they processed it. This is the first time that Rexburg PD hears of JJ and Tylee because of how many times Kay and Larry had called Gilbert Police Department. This is where I think they failed them. 100% I think the police failed them on this. They could have been more thorough and actually taken the time when Larry and Kay had been saying, here's this, here's this, here's this. Why are you not following up with these and waiting 3 months
Probably because they probably didn't think of any of this happening. You know what I mean?
But they knew JJ is a special needs child.
Yeah.
Extremely special needs. They have had no contact with Lori. They're not getting updates like they used to. Nothing.
But at this point, they legally turned over, adopted, and all the, legally the rights were turned over. So they probably just, what are you going to do at that point? I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that's probably,
a true point.
They were probably trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, because think about it, they're not going to think this is what happened.
Yeah, everything looks great until now.
Yeah.
Hindsight, now it looks like shit.
Yeah.
After they processed the Jeep, Gilbert Police Department returned to Arizona and say they're going to do a walkout check to see if JJ is with friends, like Lori had been saying. On November 25th, investigation starts for those children when Gilbert PD calling to have the welfare check performed specifically for JJ, as Tylee was 16 or 17 years old at that time. So I don't know when her birthday was exactly, but they excluded her because she was a teenager, so she could come and go as she pleased.
Mm-hmm.
On November 26th, which was the next day, Rexburg Police and Fremont County Sheriffs arrived at 565 Pioneer Road in Idaho. Lori tells police that JJ is in Arizona with friends. They knew that was a lie. Melanie Gibbs was told to lie and say that he was there, but he was not there, as Gilbert Police had done that check there,
okay.
And he wasn't there. So this is where Kay and Larry find out that Tylee is missing as well. It's only going to get deeper from here.
Yeah, more people are finding out.
On November 27th, one day after that welfare check, police search warrant for Lori Vallow's townhouse as well as Alex Cox. Lori's home was vacant. There was no one there. Chad and Lori had disappeared and left. They also checked Alex's, and I have a list of some of the things that were found in the garage.
Okay. So
in Lori's garage, there was weapons and weapon accessories, multiple firearms, knives, a saw, an AR-15 rifle, scopes, solvent traps, which are actually drilled through to make illegal silencers.
Oh, really?
One of the things that Alex Cox's computer got taken and found was how to make a silencer.
I didn't know you could make one. Wow.
Baffles, which are internal components of a suppressor, fire lighters, Dremels, cutting tools, etc., etc. There is also a bag of concrete and duct tape, gloves, and tarps. In Alex's garage, they had tools and storage. There was tarps, sponges, gloves, ropes, and plastic sheets. There was a 6.5 millimeter Grendel AR rifle.
Yeah.
We were talking about that round last week.
Yeah, I think it's huge, the round.
There was a paintball gun, a gun scope, suppressor-capable upper receivers, homemade suppressor parts, and Frog Trog rain gear gloves and a beanie.
So a whole bunch of Class 3 weapons, stuff that you need permits for, and all sorts of other stuff.
You mean you don't just keep that in your garage for fun?
Yeah. I don't know why you would.
Yeah, I guess my garage sucks then.
Yeah.
Also on the 27th, police visited Lori Vallow's storage unit, which she had started renting in October. Multiple videos of Alex and Chad, as well as Lori, going in and removing various items, a gun case, totes, as well as loading bikes and kids' items into the unit. The total visits between 10/1 and November 24th was 10. And we watched that documentary where there's that clip of them carrying that tote with what looks like orange.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that clip's crazy.
That's heartbreaking.
I should have got that clip, but yeah, that clip's wild.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
Police also visited Colby Ryan, which was Lori's oldest child, who didn't live with them and lives completely different. They asked if he knew the whereabouts of the children. He later called his mother and asked why they were there and what was going on. She stated, "I got it. I'll take care of it. Love you." Colby then agrees to reach out to the police if she tries to get a hold of him again. And this is where we're going to jump into the investigation. They're starting official announcement of, on December 20th, the official announcement of the children are missing and looking for information happens.
Gotcha.
Well, December, sorry. It's a lot, and there's a ton. If we tried to go through it all, we would be here for weeks. But I want to round this up and get it done by like our hour time, because I don't want to talk about these people anymore.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and not everybody wants to continue for an 8-part series of listening.
Mm-hmm. It is worth noting that in December 6th, Lori's brother Alex, his girlfriend, well, it was his wife. They had one date and were engaged like 2 months later, and got married and kissed one time. He started having shortness of breath and not feeling great.
How ironic.
He dies. Fun fact.
Is that where we were going with that?
Yeah, he dies.
I never thought that.
Supposedly of blood clots. Remember he had those blessings and the malachite?
Yeah.
I'm not saying, but okay. I'm saying.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Wow.
If you know.
Who knows?
On December 9th, Kate Woodcock tells Chandler Detective Nathan Moffat that they called Child Protective Services in Idaho and Arizona's Department of Child Safety to get custody of J.J. Vallow if he is found. He's not. Well, he is, but not really. Like we said, this is a lot to go through, and if we tried to bulk it into one, we wouldn't be doing great. That day that Tammy was exhumed, oh my goodness. Tammy was exhumed on the 11th of December, and the warrant stated that there's probable cause to believe that the hereinafter
Sure.
described property or persons presently located within the hereinafter described location is connected with the commission of public offenses, conspiracy to commit homicide first degree, which occurred on or about July 11th, 2019. So that's when they had started planning to kill her. Mm-hmm. And then she's been buried 3 days later. Alex Cox died December 12th of suspicious causes at 419 in Gilbert. Zalima Pestina's 25-year-old son, Joseph, found him unresponsive in the bathroom, reports being unable to turn him over to administer CPR because he had lost control of his bowels. They said he pooped himself.
Pooped himself?
Mm-hmm.
That does happen.
Well, yeah.
You know, I've seen that
before. CPR.
Yeah, I've seen it before when I worked in the medical field. It happens when people pass.
As part of the investigation, investigators requested an expanded toxicology panel from the medical examiner's office. Gilbert police executed a search warrant at Z's home and found guns, a bag of cash, and all of Chad's books. So again, this is that whole, is it a cult or is it brainwashing?
Yeah. It sounds like a lot of it was brainwashing, I think. Really. I mean, I don't know what kind of cult. Sounds like the only cult there might have been is just those two.
Right, yeah, it's really not. I was looking up the definition of cult earlier, and I mean, so these guys did some wacky shit in the name of religion or whatever their idea was, and zombies and all that other stuff, whatever their beliefs were. But I mean, honestly, this wasn't like a Manson thing where you had like 40 people drinking a Kool-Aid.
Yeah. This was them two thinking they had some like badass cult going on.
Yeah, it was just people with crazy beliefs.
Yeah. December 13th, Melanie, which was, I believe, Lori's niece, made a phone call to her and Chad to let them know that Rexburg PD had contacted the kids and exhumed Tammy's body. Per that message, Chad and Lori seemed not to know about the exhumation.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Had already taken place and thought that the FBI being involved was just a rumor and scare tactic to get them to give them answers and tell them where their kids are. Gilbert PD interviewed one of Tyler Ryan's friends, who said she hadn't communicated with Tylee since April or May. and had deleted all of the text messages because of
These two are, I mean, they think they're smart. You know, they think they're covering their tracks, but
Would you care to know where Chad and Lori are hiding out?
yeah, I can only imagine. Where are they? In that house that they wanted to lease?
Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't found any proof that they actually leased the house. I wonder if they were just staying in multiple hotels.
I don't know, with all that money he had.
And she had.
Yeah. They probably were leasing something, I would imagine.
At this time, Kay Woodcock tells Chandler police that she had emailed Lori, Chad, and an unknown person and said that they wanted JJ back. They also started putting up a $20,000 reward for the return of the children.
Yeah, I remember seeing that when we were watching the thing on it a few weeks ago.
It's just perfect.
Yeah, I felt so bad for those grandparents.
Yeah, it seemed like.
You could tell the grandpa, I mean, both of them, but you could tell he really cared, you know.
Yeah, just good people.
Yeah.
You know.
On December 23rd, 2019, Chad and Lori released a statement through a Rexburg attorney who said that Chad Daybell was a loving husband and he has the support of his children in this matter, and that Lori was a devoted mother who resents assertions to the ASSERTIONS. Assertions?
Let's call it the ass. You knew I was going there, so.
To the contrary, and that the allegations would be addressed once they have moved beyond speculation and rumor. So they're saying, like, oh, this isn't true, there's nothing going on. But they refuse to say where the kids are, what is happening, and who has the children.
And that's just it. So by this point, I mean, because they kept telling Lori, just show the kids and you're fine, you can walk. Just show us the kids. And she never did. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, obviously there was no kids now. Yeah. Or else she would have just shown the kids. It would have been easy to just bring them. Like when she was supposed to show up eventually there at the courthouse by 5 p.m. And yeah. It's like, she never did. So
that date was on January 25th. Police finally located Chad and Lori in Kauai. Agents served them with a court order requiring Lori to physically produce within 5 days Tylee and JJ to the Idaho Police Department. The next day, police seized the couple's rental cars and searched their townhomes in Princeville, where they found Tylee's debit card and JJ's iPad. Also on the 26th, the Daybells were confronted over the children's disappearance by East Idaho news reporter Nate Eaton. They refused to answer those questions.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, they do not produce the children. They don't bring them.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder why.
In February 2020, authorities focused more on that storage unit. They had been rented by Lori in October. They discovered belongings linked to Tylee and JJ and everything else, and then started looking and focusing more on them. Remember when we watched it, they found the scooter?
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Like, that's the last gift that JJ got from his grandparents.
Yeah, and they tried to go to that thrift store to try to see if it would be there, too.
Track it down.
Yeah, and it wasn't there. But it was in the storage unit, which they were happy it wasn't at the thrift store, but it was unfortunate that it was in the storage.
Yeah.
Now, because I don't want to keep talking about all of them, we're going to jump to that arrest, because let's get her going.
Yep.
On February 20th, 2020, Lori was arrested in Hawaii by the Kauai Police Department. On March 5th, she was oh my gosh, I like big words.
Extradited?
Thank you. I really like big words today.
I'm here for you.
I'm here for you.
Back to Idaho.
Listen to this guy.
She was facing charges in Madison County, including 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of dependent children, as well as 3 misdemeanors. Her bail was initially set at $5 million, but because the attorney thought it was a great idea to be like, she's not going to do anything, she's going to be fine, she isn't this, she isn't that, the judge lowered it to $1 million. She would have still been sitting in jail.
But I thought they still couldn't even afford that.
Yeah, they still couldn't afford that. Yeah, and Chad didn't have that money.
They said $5 million was unreasonable.
Yeah, not if she's not producing the children.
Yeah.
I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
Yeah.
In May, Lori appeared in court in Rexburg to request a further reduction of her bail, which was denied. Multiple local bond companies were reportedly unwilling to work with her. After Lori's arrest, Chad returned to Idaho and tried to convince the Gilberts to put their home up for bond to get Lori out of prison. Remember, that was his neighbors.
Yeah.
He tried to have their neighbors do it.
You guys got the money? Can you lend us some money?
He claimed that Jesus had given him this idea. When Ellis Gilbert asked him about the children and confronted him, he said it was a custody issue.
Yeah. Okay, then.
It's
That's why I was saying they're not that smart. They think they are.
From that time that she is extradited back to Idaho, she is sitting in jail. There is no update. She is living her life in jail. I hope it was miserable.
Yeah.
On June 9th, police found human remains buried in unmarked graves in the backyard of Chad Daybell's home. Unfortunately, it was Tylee and JJ. JJ was found wrapped in 2 plastic bags with tape around him, whereas, unfortunately, Tylee had been burned. So there was evidence of her being burned and buried right there, which explains that picture September 9th of the new dirt pile by the pet cemetery and that text message to Tammy Daybell.
Well, it was crazy too, because in the documentary that we watched a few weeks ago, I remember there was a phone call where he called Lori when she was in jail and said, "Oh, they're searching the property, yada yada yada," and then he made a comment, something like, "Well, we'll see what they come up with," or something like that. Something like he knew, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
you
basically,
know?
he knew.
Yeah. Because once you get them on your property and they start tearing everything up.
If somebody's digging on your property,
Yeah.
like, it's pretty, yeah.
They're not leaving until they find what they came there for.
Yeah. You got cadaver dogs and all that stuff, whatever.
They're not going to dig a few holes and go, we didn't find nothing.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
Shit, we missed it.
Yeah. We're going to go down the road and get some coffee now.
Now, I will say the one thing that the police department did do before this was they tracked down Tylee and JJ's dental records just to be proactive, which kudos to them to get them tracked down. The last time JJ had been to a dentist, he was 5, and Tylee didn't have very many records either.
Oh, okay.
She just didn't. On June 10th, Kay and Larry Woodcocks and the Ryan family confirmed that the human remains found on Chad's property were those of Tylee and JJ. Tylee's body was burned, her hands were cut off, and her bones were fractured in 7 places, from which forensics examiners deduced that someone had attempted to dismember her. JJ's body was wrapped in plastic. Unlike Tylee, he was buried with great care under rocks and wooden planks near an area called the pond. So he had a pond on the property and they buried him there. They took care of him and dismembered Tylee. Yeah. What makes me so mad about this is Tylee was ready to move out and have her own apartment and could leave. And Charles, if he had still been alive, had already said he wanted JJ.
Yeah.
This
I'm sure Tylee would have taken him too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tylee was more of a mother to JJ than Lori was.
Right.
In August, Chad Daybell was excommunicated by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on the basis of his religious teachings, which the media was later described as a doomsday cult.
Mm-hmm.
He was also arrested after the bodies were found. Could you imagine being Kay and Larry just from that video like we watched?
Yeah, it'd be devastating.
On July 2nd, 2020, prosecutors dropped 2 charges against Lori related to desertion and non-support of the children, and instead charged her with obstruction or concealment of evidence regarding her children's remains. On July 17th, in light of the 2 felony counts and having been dropped, her bond was lowered by Madison County Judge Michelle Mallard. The bond was set at $50,000 for each charge, totaling $150,000. It was further noted that Chad would still need to post $1 million to Fremont County to be released from jail. So he had $1 million bond, and she now just has $150,000.
Jeez.
On May 25th, 2021, Chad and Lori were indicted on charges of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder for the deaths of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy. as well as grand theft by deception regarding the children. Lori was also charged with grand theft related to her children's Social Security survivor benefits. Chad faced an insurance fraud charge related to Tammy's life insurance policy, too. So we were talking about the money that they were claiming. And he claimed she got all of the benefits from Tylee and JJ post-mortem after they were dead. And he was receiving multiple payouts for Tammy's life insurance, saying that she died of natural causes when she was. In June of 21, Lori was indicted by a grand jury in Maricopa County, Arizona, on one count of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder for the death of Charles Vallow. Police documents read, the evidence shows that Charles' death was a planned event and necessary to prevent Charles and others from confronting Lori about her extreme religious beliefs when he came to town. The death of Charles Vallow was also necessary in order for Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow to marry and fulfill their religious prophecy. So they had planned to goodbye to both of their significant others. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing was messed up.
Mm-hmm. A jury trial for the Madison County charges against Lori was initially set for January 25th through the 29th of 21. But on May 27th, Lori was found incompetent and unfit to stand trial, and her case was stayed. In December of 21, Lori's attorney, Mark Means, was disqualified from the case because his representation of both Lori and Chad created a conflict. So they were using the same attorney to cover both of them, and they can't do that. Why can't they have the same attorney?
Oh, there's got to be some sort of.
Oh yeah, there's got to be.
They have to have a separation, of their attorneys because of that.
Yeah.
Or...
There's got to be a whole bunch of issues.
Yeah, they were married, so I would imagine there's got to be something in.
I thought there was a law if you're married, you can't testify against your spouse.
Well, you're not. I don't think you are required to. Yeah, I think there's something that protects you from incriminating your spouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be hard for lawyers to have the whatchamacallit. They have they're not allowed to basically transfer information.
Yeah.
To anybody under any circumstance. It's like that confidentiality.
Oh yeah.
So I think having two people and representing both people.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do it.
No, yeah, I can see all the reasons why they wouldn't. Yeah.
Imagine how difficult and how much of a headache that would be for the lawyer.
Yeah.
On April 11th, Lori was deemed competent to stand trial after mental health treatment. Finally, on October 6th, after Lori's new defense team filed several motions, Judge Stephen W. Boyce issued an order indicting the case, was suspended until her competency to stand trial could be determined. On November 16th, she once again was found competent. So they did this 3 times to her, expand the case. Lori and Chad both pled not guilty to all of the charges in Idaho. Their cases were split on March 2023 at Chad's request. The reasons were that Chad had waived his right to a speedy trial, and his attorney said they needed more time to review DNA evidence. Chad's attorney also cited that mutually antagonistic nature of the defendant's positions. Since Lori had not waived her right to a swift trial, the court ruled that her case would proceed as. In March of 23, the judge removed the death penalty from Lori due to newly discovered DNA evidence discovered too close to the trial to be tested and admitted. Her trial began on April 3rd. Her lawyers did not call any witnesses, while the prosecution called 60 people to testify. On April 15th, pictures of the children's corpses were shown to the jurors and audience. Lori asked to be excused from court that day. It was denied. I'm so happy it was denied.
Oh, yeah.
You did this, you need to see what you did.
Yep.
As the defendant in a felony case must be present at all significant proceedings, and this was one of them. Melanie Gibb, Audrey B., another former friend of Lori's who participated in the religious group, and Ian, the husband of Lori's niece, Melanie, testified about her beliefs and her claims that she could cast out Satan and other evil spirits. B said that when she grew uncomfortable around Lori's beliefs and decided to dissolve their friendship, Lori threatened to murder her and dispose of her body in a trash bag. Yeah, The look on your face just now.
Okay.
In light of that evidence that pointed to Alex Cox's direct involvement in the murders, prosecutors stated that Lori Vallow had groomed and manipulated her brother to participate in her crimes. So, told him to do it. Finally, on May 12th, Lori was found guilty of all criminal charges, and on July 31st, she received 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, respectively for the murder of Tylee, JJ, and conspiracy to commit murder of Tammy.
Good.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Or the weakest link.
On May 30th of this past year, Lori's attorney filed a notice of appeal for her 2023 conviction, demanding a new trial. She did just recently get charged 2 more life sentences. This past June, I believe it was.
Goodbye again.
Yeah.
So she's never getting out.
No.
Now, Chad, on the other hand, his trial began on November 9th, 23, when the legal team filed 3 motions to remove the death penalty in his murder trial because he was charged with murder. The final motion stated that Lori had manipulated Chad through emotional and sexual control, and that Chad had lesser culpability than his co-defendant and did not face the death penalty. The motions were denied in December. Thank goodness.
Yeah. So he's on death row.
He is on death row. He was found guilty. He is currently sitting on death row. It was guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy in committing the murders of Tammy, Tylee, and JJ. He was also found guilty of grand theft by deception related to the children's killings and insurance fraud because of Tammy. It was confirmed that the prosecution would seek death penalty. He is still currently sitting there. That most recent case that we were talking about in November, her own son brought evidence forward and was like, "Here, this is some stuff you need to see."
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
Wow. So yeah, this whole thing is crazy. It's all just twisted.
That case,
you know,
was the murder of her husband, Charles Vallow, when they finally charged her for his murder.
I mean, what a damn mess.
Yeah, it really is. It's more of a mess than fucking Charles Manson.
How do you even, just the balls on you, just to even assume that you're going to get away with this. I mean, you may as well, at that point, just shut up and fall on your sword and just, hey, guys, yeah, I did that. Because it's so damn ridiculous. There's so much evidence.
Yep.
And I just...
Interestingly, about this last sentencing, she was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole before 25 years. There's a chance she could be paroled in 25 years.
Oh, if they paroled her, that would be stupid. Her worse, so I don't know.
She is not allowed to speak to her husband or any of the family of Charles Vallow and JJ and Tylee.
Good.
Absolutely nothing.
Good.
And that is our case where we stop.
That is wrapping it up for the Doomsday Cult Killers there, Lori and Chad Daybell.
That was the quickest I think I've been like, I don't want to talk about them anymore.
53 minutes, folks. Come on. That is just...
You're welcome.
That's beautiful. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. So that wraps up the Doomsday Cult Killers there.
Manipulation, brainwashing, or cult.
Which of the 3?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's all 3.
Yeah.
Because they had planned, when they met a year before all of this happened, they had started planning the death of Tylee and JJ.
Yeah. Manipulation, brainwashing, and cult. I said it.
I really think he thought he was the next coming of...
Probably.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we talked about it last week. I mentioned it. Some of these people that have this universe-centric view of it's me. Yeah. Everybody just revolves around me.
Yeah.
I think you can be a very scary person with that view of yourself. If you take it too far, and you can be a terrifying human being. Yeah. With that being that much of a narcissist.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think?
Well, it's all three. I agree with Chris. Yeah. What are you rating this on our fucked up scale?
On the fucked up scale, I'm going 9.
Wow. So
you had many. If you were not happy with the situation you had, your daughter was about to be 18. She's moving up. At 18 years old, she had plans to go to college and move away.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a 7-year-old who is a level 2 autistic and needs help all the time. You had a husband who you decided to murder that was more than willing to take care of the child.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just left. You didn't have to kill children.
Yeah. I'm going 10 on this. This whole thing's fucked up. You involve kids. You're brainwashed. You're all, I mean, just the husband killing and all. Just this whole thing's messed up. I shot a large raccoon, but really, you shot the daughter. I mean, come on, man. This whole thing's just sick.
He did shoot one bullet out of his gun in the backyard because the neighbor said they had heard it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
One bullet.
Was that large raccoon, a.k.a. a fucking child, dumbass. Anyways, I feel better now. 10.
Yeah. I think we need to have maybe I'll sit down and try to come up with a rating scale, because it should almost be like your soundboard with 20 different things that we can rate them on, because it's hard to say, I know. It's fucked up. Well, you look at it and you put it up against something like Gacy or 18 or
technically everything we cover is fucked up.
Yeah, right.
No, I know what you're saying. We definitely will have to sit down and come up with some sort of rating scale for sure.
Yeah, I think I'll try and do that. Come up with a better way of rating them. Maybe we can rate them on 7 to 10 different topics or something like that, and come up with a legitimate number, so it's maybe more meaningful. Because I can say 10 every time, but
yeah, I got you.
Each one of these are just as horrible, because at the end of the day, a child lost his life. It's their lives.
And people who were innocent: Tammy Daybell, Charles Vallow, Alex Cox. Alex Cox was not innocent. He was the family hitman. But if he had not fallen into the ways of Lori and Chad with the religious beliefs, I don't think he would have died.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was a good pick there. I mean, messed up, of course, but a lot to unravel and unpack. And
it's a hell of a story.
It just really is. Chris's pick next week. Right? Yes. No,
it's yours.
Oh, it's mine. Oh, yeah, I've got some ideas brewing up there, but we will figure it out. We will post it. If you follow any of the social media platforms, you will see that when we do post it. Facebook and TikTok at The Murder Show. And of course, don't forget to subscribe here on the YouTube channel. We're at 47 subscribers now for a couple of weeks, so thank you. We appreciate that.
We're at 125 on TikTok.
25 on TikTok.
104 on our Facebook.
104 on Facebook. So that's awesome, guys. We thank everybody. This is something that we just do for fun on the side. Like I said before, we could have one person listening in and none, and it still is just fun for us to do. So we appreciate the love and the likes and the shares, everybody getting it out there. That means a lot to us for sure. Other than that, I think that's going to about wrap things up. A little bit shorter this week. But we will see you guys same time next week, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yes, David, we talked about the possum. Get with the times, you distribution garbage man. Anyways. One thing, we already talked about that, David. If you'd sit down in front of the TV when we start, instead of over in the garage trying to sort through the fucking trash cans, you would be here for this. Anyways,
we love you. Thank you for supporting us.
Good
night. No, I'm just messing with you. So yeah, thank you guys again, and until next week, Jackie, do your thing.
Same crime time, same crime place.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
See ya.